Hello, good evening to you. Welcome to the business news here on News 360. My name is Alfredo Kanse. Let's go on to our first story this evening. And the Institute of Certified Economists of Ghana has suggested government freezes infrastructure projects to avoid overspending its budgets ahead of the 2016 general elections. Credit rating agency Fitch has predicted that fiscal overruns will increase to 6.3% above government's target of 5.3%.
Fitch maintained Ghana's credit ratings at B with a negative outlook. The rating agency says a further decline in commodity prices would negatively impact on growth and worsen Ghana's deficits. The agency said the fiscal imbalance would increase inflationary and financing pressures. The Institute of Certified Economists of Ghana says government must consider halting some projects to free up liquidity and avoid budget overruns.
Our micro fundamentals has not been that very good in terms of inflation, interest rate, and the CD, even though it has stabilized relatively within the first quarter. What it means that inflation will increase and then the cost of doing business will further increase. If you do that, that may deter investors from coming into the country. What it means that existing investors within the domestic economy may end up to curtail their operations. What it means is that unemployment will trigger.
As part of efforts to close revenue gaps, the Finance Minister said Tekpe has hinted Ghana will issue a more than $500 million Eurobond this year, with at least a 15-year maturity. The Institute says government should consider a suspension of the Eurobond, warning of a much higher yield.
Management of Cal Bank says it's proud the bank disbursed over $53 million. 53 million cedis, must say, out of 166 million cedis to its shareholders as profit after tax in 2015. At an annual general meeting in Accra, it promised to roll out more products to satisfy its cherished customers in the coming months. Meanwhile, the management has appointed Helen Nankani as the new board member of the bank.
In 2015, Cal Bank made over 221 million cedis as profits before tax. The bank recouped over 166 million cedis as profit after tax, an improvement over 2014, which stood at over 143 million cedis. In the same year, 2015, Cal Bank spent over 144,000 cedis as total operating expenses. It again contributed over 11,000 to the National Fiscal Stabilization Levy. Out of the profit after tax of 166 million cedis, the bank disbursed over 53 million cedis to its shareholders. Board chairman of the bank, Parok Van Persie, was concerned about macroeconomic indicators' instability.
On our currency front, our CD depreciated against the United States dollar by 26.2% by the end of the first half year of 2015. It rallied a bit towards the end of the year, but it still closed at 15.7% depreciation. Our inflation peaked at 17.7%, which was higher than the prior year of 17%.
Managing Director for Cal Bank, Frank Edu Jr., spoke about plans to increase the financial threshold of the bank in the coming months.
2016, I think it's going to be quite difficult. There are particular areas of the economy which provide certain challenges to the banking sector. The energy sector, oil sector, power, all those areas. There are micro, macro and fiscal ingredients, all of which have to be addressed so that the banks do not suffer too much.
Meanwhile, the Managing Director, Frank Edu, has lashed at the media for passing derogatory remarks about the governor of the bank after he announced his retirement.
The man says, I am taking early retirement. Why must there be a conspiracy theory in everything that happens in this country? After all, the laws of this country allow you to take early retirement under the state pension scheme at the age of 55, and he is 62.
Well, 17 customers of Fidelity Bank have won gold coins in the latest draw of the bank's ongoing Save for Gold promotion held at Ho in the Volta region. The promotion, which started last September, is aimed at rewarding valued customers countrywide while attracting new customers.
Fidelity Bank Save for Gold promo is aimed at rewarding loyal customers, both existing and new, and thus encourage savings among customers. It requires new customers to open an account and maintain a minimum balance of 300 cedis for at least 1 month to stand the chance of winning. Existing customers are required to top up their account balance to a minimum of 300 to increase their chance of winning in both the monthly and grand draws. At the 5th draw in the Volta region, 17 customers won gold coins, including 3 whole-based customers. Executive Director in charge of wholesale banking at Fidelity Bank, Alex Dodu, commended customers for being loyal to the bank and spoke about the significance of the Save for Gold promo to customers.
We are giving out gold bars and coins in this promotion because we believe in giving the customer the purchasing power to decide what they want with the prices won. With a gold bar or gold coin, winners can keep investment purposes or convert into cash for other purposes such as expand their businesses, build their dream houses, or use it as a deposit for building, buy their dream cars, fund their children's education, which is very prime, or embark on a dream vacation among others.
The Deputy Volta Regional Minister Francis Ganyaglo commended Fidelity Bank for opening branches in every district of the region. The 6th and final draw will be used to select the final 20 winners for the grand presentation.
Okay, let's go on to the commodities market and find out how the commodities have been faring so far by close of business today. Gold closed at 1,220.70. There was a price change of 12.05 in the negative, which means that Ghana as a country, as a gold producing country, has lost a percentage rate of about 0.98%. Not too good news for Ghana. But if you look at cocoa also closed at 2,881. Same also losing out $2.4, translating into about 2.34%, and also doesn't inure to the benefit of cocoa farmers in Ghana, because it means that people are buying at a lower price, which is not inuring to their benefit. And if you look at coffee closed at 127.75, translating also with a price change of 0.20 and also translating into 0.16, meaning that there was also a loss for coffee growers there. And for cotton closed at 59.30, and there was a gain of 0.86. So cotton growers in the country should be happy. And for crude oil, closed at 38.86%, losing out for 1.47, and that means that it did not go too well for us as a country as we produce oil. But the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index lost 2.51% points to close the week at a year-to-date loss of 4.28%. This is how the market performed for the week.
Total traded shares went down by 75% following the exchange of 381,049 shares, which was valued at 1.3 million cedis, a decrease of 47% compared to last week.
The loan books of the banks are causing them, or have caused them, to have reduced levels of profits. Investors may want to look at the next available industry where they can make some good gains. And I think the petroleum industry is one where they can do very well. We all know how GOIL has expanded their activities. They are into gas. They have a subsidiary which is into bulk oil and all those things. So, I mean, it's a good area to look at.
GOIL recorded the highest traded shares in this week after contributing 107,040 of total traded shares, representing 28%. There were no gainers for the week.
One of the reasons why we have had so small transactions this week is that the CSD have installed a new system which have a direct impact on the automated trading system. So I'm sure brokers were a bit worried in their transactions, not wanting to make any mistakes. So that could have led to the low volumes transacted for the week.
Losers for the week were GOIL, losing 2.03% of its value, CAL 1%, GCB 0.82%.
Well, that's it for business this evening.